morning, team. It is Tuesday, May 30th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck again at the Goose Island office. So we hope you had an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Hard to believe. I feel like, boom, kickoff of summer. Here we go, right? Yes. So that being said, we have a great topic for you this morning. We are going to talk about the opportunity in collaboration. So more to come on that. But first, make sure your coffee cup is full with whatever it is you like to drink in the morning. And let's get rolling into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Yes, let's get started. It's the you can put your winter white away and start wearing summer white pants.
That's right.
White shoes, all your summer gear. It's also time to continue working on your business. And so there are topics that we've talked about from time to time, and sometimes we don't dive in deep. This is one of them, because today we're going to dive in deep into how you can create and foster relationships across markets with colleagues and other agents in other markets, in order to continue growing your business by servicing your clients both from outside your market and going outside your market.
Yeah, this is a topic I love, and I've been talking to lots of agents about looking at the market and thinking differently as it's shifting. And so this is get your pens ready, because there's a lot of great information in here that you can start working on immediately. So the first thing we're going to talk about is feeder markets. Kevin and I have talked about these often, but when we refer to feeder markets, it's basically where are people coming from and where are people going. And so what we want you to really start thinking about is in your markets, where are people coming from? You know, are they moving from a city or a certain suburb, or are you seeing that there's relocation happening because movement is happening with certain companies in your area? Think about where the people who are moving in are coming from and understand that feeder market. But also just as important is, as people are leaving your area, where are they going? You know, do you have individuals, for example, I know in our neighborhoods and some of the suburbs, we've got people that are moving outside of Chicago and are going to spots that are a little bit warmer all year long, like Florida, Southwest Florida, or Arizona, or we even have a large number of individuals who are going to California, like Palm Springs. So as you're starting to think about these feeder markets, it's going to create opportunity too for who else should you be connecting with in order to expand your real estate services. And one of the cool things that actually Kevin had me thinking about is not just, you know, where are people going and starting to understand your area, but he also suggested looking at direct flights. And I never really thought about that, because oftentimes if people are moving in and out of a market, sometimes they do want to come back, or they are going to and from at different parts throughout the year, especially if it's a second home, or you know, some people want to spend the warmer climate times in Florida and then come back when it's summertime here in Chicago. So some of the ones that you had shared with me, obviously we have direct flights from Chicago to Southwest Florida, Naples, Sarasota. I think those are a lot of popular ones.
Right.
You also shared that a big one you're seeing right now is from New York to Miami. That's a big direct flight option. And so a lot of individuals from New York are relocating or getting second homes in Miami. Yes. But then what I didn't know was Chicago to Charleston, South Carolina, right? So another connection to start thinking about where people are going, because it's easy to get to and from. And you don't have to take 2 or 3 flights to get there. And then the other one that I liked that I didn't know was Tampa to DC. So these are just some examples, but what we'd love you to start thinking about right now is what sort of feeder market activity is happening where I live, and where am I seeing people coming from, and where are people going to? Once you can identify that, then there's a great opportunity for you to start figuring out, how do I collaborate with other agents in these communities to expand my reach and, quite honestly, create referral opportunities.
Right. Yeah, so once you have that map up and you've sort of highlighted the areas that you think might be feeder markets, or that you know are feeder markets because they're obvious, once you have that, then it's time to hone in on, okay, who are you going to collaborate with? So in order to do that, first, if you're with a network, then look within your network. Look at the affiliates that might be in that area, look at the companies and brokerages that carry the same brand as you, and then start looking at agents. And that can be either through recommendations, if you reach out to your managing broker or manager and they reach out to the affiliate managing broker or manager to make an introduction, or you just search on the web or through social media. Yep. And when you look for agents, don't just go for the top agent, don't just go for any agent and reach out to everybody. Look for someone that reflects your personality and your style. Look them up on social media, check out their LinkedIn and their Instagram, make sure that they're aligned or they appear to align with you, and then simply reach out. That's it. Reach out. Don't be afraid. Reach out. But here's the way to do it. We get so many emails, people looking for referral partners, and they're blasting every agent in the market, or they're sending a bulk email to 100 different agents. Reach out personally. Reach out one-on-one. Make sure that it's trying to form a relationship, not a shotgun trying to get referrals from everyone. Because in order to collaborate, this is going to be a relationship, not just a marketing ploy to get more business. So when you reach out, be very clear about what you want. Be very clear that, hey, it looks like we operate in the same way. You're very successful in your market. We work in feeder markets for each other's markets. It would be great to collaborate together so we both can sell as much real estate as possible. That's the end goal, right? So be very clear about it. Don't beat around the bush. Reach out personally and say those things. And then once you have that agent highlighted, do everything you can to foster the relationship, because it is, like we said, a relationship just as if it was one of your referral sources in your own market. Treat them just as you would that referral source. So that means be kind, of course. Number 2, be complimentary. Make them feel good. You want them to feel comfortable sending you referrals. Make them feel good. And after every interaction, something. Send a card. It was really nice meeting with you. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me and talk about collaborating. I'm really looking forward to working together, etc. Do those things, because that's only going to make you seem more attractive. And here's the thing, it's not just that one agent either. That one agent can refer you to other agents in that same market. If they feel good about you and have success with you and feel like you're genuine and can provide value to them. Remember, what's in it for them? If they feel like you can provide value to them, they're going to share your name with other agents in that same market.
Yep. I love this because it's really at the core of what we talk about all the time when we're talking about building relationships with our clients. The same can be true with other colleagues nationwide. And, you know, the thing is that you can interview a couple of agents too. So if you see a couple of people that you like, don't feel like you have to just pick one person blind and that's the person that you want to go to as your connection in Naples. Interview them, have a conversation, maybe set up a Zoom. You know, if you're going to be in town, if you happen to visit that place, you know, get to know these individuals. But what I love about it is that it kind of becomes an extension of your team, right? Now, all of a sudden, not only do you just service, let's say, Chicagoland, you now service Southwest Florida, or you service Scottsdale, Arizona, or Palm Springs, California, right? So, and, you know, you can have a couple of these different people and they suddenly become a major network for you. So I can't encourage people right now to do this enough, because I think it will be such a difference in the opportunities you open up for yourself in your business. And then I'm going to talk about what Kevin likes to refer to as collaboration station, right?
That's right.
We joke a lot. We call a lot of things stations. But really it's just about, okay, so now I've got this great relationship. I find this agent just like me in a different market, and they're just as excited about me making the connection because they see that there's a benefit on both ends. But you can actually take this further. You know, what you really want to do is start thinking, how can we do some joint marketing together, right? If there is a natural connection of this being a feeder market, you know, you could look at social media posts that you can create together, and then each of you can push them out to your joint networks, right? Double the exposure. Take it a step further. What if you did some videos together that actually educated the consumer about how easy the transition would be from one market to the other, right? You could do all sorts of different marketing. You could do a blog together. I mean, the ideas, quite honestly, are endless. But now all of a sudden you have a partner in crime where you can really, truly be extending your reach and your knowledge to your consumer base and theirs. So really be thinking about all of the things you can do. The other idea that Kevin and I talked about as it relates to this, and I love, is what about doing a targeted digital marketing campaign using something like AdWorks or Boost, which you just told me about. It's called Boost for by HomeSpotter. It's very similar to AdWorks. It allows you to do targeted digital marketing to either your sphere of influence, or you can narrow it in on a zip code. So again, if we are targeting feeder markets, maybe we can dial into a zip code and do some digital advertising with the two of you. So lots of great ideas. And then what I also love is start researching the markets together, because part of your ability to talk with your client base and have some information about that other market and know just enough to create the conversation and the connection and to then be able to get the referral to your colleague is critical. So what kind of education and learning can the two of you do together? And the cool thing is it could maybe be two of you, it could end up being 5 of you. Because if you're really good at this, you can suddenly be creating a nationwide network where there's 5 of you who are talking about feeder market opportunities. So really the opportunities are endless. Now, yes, does it take a little bit of work, a little bit of focus for you to kind of dial in on, researching the right agents, understanding the markets you should probably be focusing on? Sure. But if you do this now and you really invest in developing these relationships, it could be a game changer for your business. So I absolutely love this idea because it doesn't cost you anything other than your time and really, your authenticity in reaching out to other great agents who would probably love the idea as well.
It's something you need to spend your time on, really. What transaction count is going down, there's not as many opportunities out there. How are you going to grow your business and prep yourself for the next cycle when the market starts escalating? This is huge. Take the time to do this. Treat those agents just like you would in a referral source. And once you have these connections, foster them, keep them going. This will be a big business boost for you now and in the future.
Absolutely. I love this. So enough of us chit-chatting. Time for you to get to work. Make it a great Tuesday. You've got a lot to do. But until we see you next week, remember, you got this.